I'm very happy to welcome you to Transformation World 2024, and in particular, the Product Plenary, where I want to take you through a little bit more in detail what Jens already talked to you this morning about. For me, business agility is a little bit like yoga for enterprises. It's all about flexibility and balance. Unfortunately, for business agility, it's not just about being mindful or being able to stretch well. This is really imperative for many businesses. The constant change that they have to face right now, they have to constantly reinvent themselves. It's a constant companion for them. Enterprises are recognizing the need to really move from siloed and inflexible to fusion and dynamic. We are seeing a lot of activity in the digital area with techquisition. So there's a lot of talent problems we have a lot of acqui-hiring. We're seeing deal strategy moving a little bit more to business consolidation and diversification, to supply chain resilience and business process automation. And this is also the same in the cloud space. Everybody is trying to enhance their cloud capabilities. They're either looking for extending their offerings or they're chasing cloud revenue. Geopolitical narratives, also hyperinflation, interest rates, these are all things that are driving the need to be able to react quickly and to change. They're also driving the need to, spin off, buy, or sell companies. So business transformation, as Jens also talked about this morning, it's happening more and more. It's happening all the time, and companies need to be more agile. This is also relevant for the environment, governance, and sustainability topics. Gartner puts sustainability as the #2 driver, shifting investor focus, owner focus, only losing out to #1 for profits, which of course makes sense. And on the tech side, there's also a shift from infrastructure to applications. So in the past, infrastructure was more of a differentiator. Today, it's more of a commodity. And this movement isn't just about adding more and more software. We also see a fundamental change in moving away from that traditional siloed sole reliance on market leaders like our friends at SAP, at Microsoft, and even Salesforce. So in the past, I think Jens also mentioned this, you needed a long consulting project in order to inform the decision for a business transformation. Today, business transformations, the decisions around them and the execution of them, they need to happen faster and faster. So the pace of change is unprecedented, and it's accelerating even further. So the need for companies to have business agility, to think composable in order to react to that change is quite imperative for the moment. At SNP, a big change that we see on the horizon for many of our customers is the move to RISE. The enthusiasm that you have seen this morning with Jens, also here in the Dome, we have an entire booth upstairs dedicated to it. We have many presentations, many workshops also dedicated to RISE. RISE and S4 are more than 50% of our business, so it's super important to us. And we're not just advocating RISE, talking about it, we're also walking the talk. We are a RISE reference customer. So it's clear that the potential of RISE and S4 has actually sparked a lot of excitement among us, among our customers. However, the complexity of it, or let's say facing the challenge to move to RISE for a lot of customers, is also a big thing that we need to take care of. With SNP's methodology, we can also take the standard approach to RISE, which you see in Jens's presentation this morning, so a multiple-step approach, many things that you need to do before the conversion to S4, and we can collapse that all into a single step. So you can gain all of the benefits of a lengthy, year-long program brought down into one single step. This means that you will not only see the business value at the end, but actually at the end of every go-live. And this, of course, enables you to deliver faster time to value for your business. What you can also do is you can choose which investments that you already have and you want to keep. So you know that maybe XYZ has given you competitive advantage in the past, and it is also going to give you competitive advantage in the future. But a lot of customers also want to keep the best and transform the rest, as we like to say. So you want to keep the investments that you have had, that you've made, but you want to be able to use the power of S4 as well. And this is not just limited to you reshaping your configuration and your processes, it's also about your data. So we can take your data selectively with us as well. You can choose which data and how much. And that means from all of the history to just the last couple of fiscal years. You can just take open items and master data. All of this is possible. Perhaps you also want to leave some old company code, some customizing behind that you never use those business processes, so why would you want to bring them with you? And after the migration, of course, we don't want you to be burdened with the systems and the data that are left behind. We can also help you decommission those systems, put that data into the cloud, and you can also access it through your S4. So not only does this provide high flexibility, but it also saves cost. So cost that otherwise would be put into these lengthy programs, these long projects and many projects over years, cost that's associated with the data that you would need to keep, and cost that comes from any of the systems that you could consolidate before you go to S4. And since with SNP, we have a software-based approach end-to-end, you will also be exposed to a lot less risk. Our software-based approach from the analysis where you understand your entire road ahead, your entire digital landscape, through to how to shape and cater that program ahead of you. That's all built into our software. Our guided procedures with 30 years of knowledge built into it also helps you along the build phase and allows for a really industrialized execution of the data migration projects. Our holistic solution also for data verification executes consistency checks on all levels, so from database, application layer, to the audit layer even. So you can be sure and have high confidence that your migration project is going smoothly all the way through to go live. Many customers don't want to do this big bang approach, though. For some, the wave-based approach is a much safer, much, let's say, less risky way to take them to S4, to take them to RISE. So it's something that we offer easily, so you can go big bang or you can go wave. What if you don't want to go live at fiscal year end? With almost any requirements, we can take you go live during a fiscal year and not at the year's end. So because of our approach, we can even bring that historical data with us, and even if it's just the data in the closed period of the currently running financial fiscal year. So we allow you to set the time of the go live in accordance with your business capacity. And finally, if you don't have the tolerance for downtime and you need to keep the business up and running as long as possible, which of course is going to be preferable for everybody, you can possibly opt into one of our downtime minimizing scenarios. These ensure business continuity to the max. Now, at the heart of any business transformation, such as RISE, certainly lies the mastery of data. SNP stands unrivaled with 30 years of experience, 15,000 projects. Our selective SAP-centric data migration approach, we are unrivaled in the market here. We have giants like Siemens, E.ON, ABB, with massively complex projects behind us. We've embedded years and years of our migration experience into the software, into Crystal Bridge, into our migration capability. On the other side, we also have the analysis, which brings massive transparency, insights, and a really clear roadmap to any data migration project. And of course, we are also helping to drive quality on the other side with our testing components, which safeguard the success of any migration project. And underlying all of that are two key USPs that I personally think are the best, and that is really the industrialization of our knowledge continuously and consistently into the software, and our Bluefield selective approach, which helps you take the data over, historical data over selectively. So Crystal Bridge has been in the past a top choice for the top large, complex SAP customers. And it's not just a top choice for our customers, it's also a top choice for a lot of the world's largest and top SIs as well. In 21, I think it was, we also acquired DataVard, and we brought along more capabilities around data integration, application retirement, and active archiving. And together with Crystal Bridge, all of these capabilities have made us and our partners a key part of any of our customers' business transformations and therefore business agility in the past. In keeping with all of those market changes that I talked about, we also want to evolve. SAP is evolving, our customers are evolving, our partners are evolving, and we need to evolve as well. So we want to evolve our platform into something that can not only serve as a destination of these frequent business transformations, but we also want to be an upfront advisor for the customer, assessing and benchmarking their business agility from a data perspective. Also, what you will notice, so Crystal Bridge was really integral for us and for you in SAP to SAP migrations. But our customers are evolving, and SAP is in a sea of modern applications in the modern enterprise. So it's not just the only business application. It's still a very critical one, I will say, of course. So it's not that we're going to leave SAP behind. It's always going to be top of mind. But our customers' business needs are expanding, the business applications are expanding, and so we also need to evolve on a source and a target side here as well. You might have noticed that the migration and the integration capability are combined in this picture, and that reflects not only a convergence of these markets and the more modern approach, API approach actually, to data migration, but also our aspiration to build a universal data extraction engine built on our existing capabilities of data integration with Glue. We also want to extend our analysis with business and transactional data, so to bring new insights to our customers, especially around assessing and measuring their business agility with data. Those are not the only capabilities we are going to enhance. We will plan enhancements around testing, everything that we bring in newly, wherever it makes sense, those that are not related, of course, to the native ABAP SAP stuff, will be cloud native. We will more tightly integrate our application retirement and our active archiving capabilities as well. And I will show you some of the examples a little bit later. You get an idea of what we are building, what's in the lab, but what's also really already there today in a little bit. Now, I said earlier that our partners are really integral to our business in general. And so with a nod to them, we also want to strengthen our marketplace, our ecosystem with a marketplace. This means that we want to be able to bring the power of the entire Kyano platform to the fingertips of our customers, but not just giving them the content from SNP, also connecting them to integrations and content from our partners. And finally, in terms of orchestration, we've always been pretty good at guiding the customer, having full transparency around the analysis phase. So when it comes to understanding your systems, where you need to go, how to build the plan, we've always had great feedback. But then we kind of fall down a little bit in the build phase, and we're not as collaborative here. And the big issue is, number one, that's where you have the most touch points with the customer, and number two, that's where you need the most transparency. So with a new orchestration layer, we want to build better collaboration and connection with the customer to facilitate more insights on project progress and project collaboration so that we can directly connect the parties on both sides of a migration. So with Kyano, we want to help you go from guidance to guesswork, or guesswork to guidance, sorry. We want to help you understand by guiding you to improve your strategic planning and reduce risks by utilizing our comprehensive analysis, our usage assessments, our simulations, and our benchmarking. And all of this, in this approach, we want to provide clear insights and understanding of your digital systems and of your business agility. We want to help you prepare a little bit more. So craft, structure, and design, evaluate, and confirm the intricate aspects of your next move. So we want to help you organize and ready the transformation of your data environment to not just meet your business goals, but to surpass them. And finally, we want to help you move faster. Our expert SAP data extraction engine and our streamlined automated process not only enable swift and effective restructuring across various systems, but we also want to empower your business to make that move when you need it. In short, we want to make your systems reflect the way you work and not the other way around. I mentioned the ecosystem already, but with Kyano, I also want to go into a couple of proof points and ways that we also help integrate and leverage partners. First of all, the extracture framework. This simplifies the integration process for technology partners, allowing each to utilize our scan to highlight customer potential for their solutions. So you'll see a few examples later with exciting SmartShift, Vocus. We have many proof points already, many integrations today, and we want to build on top of that as well. Not just bringing in our partners for fun, we're bringing it in to provide you guys end-to-end solutions. Our comprehensive solutioning with our simulation framework empowers our system integrators to deliver thorough and integrated solutions for their customers, including leveraging the technology partner solutions as well. So Mission Control today orchestrates and integrates partner content and solutions already with the guided procedure, ensuring they are easy to consume and operate seamlessly within a project. We also want to provide a declarative, no-code, low-code approach to also setting up transformation cockpit scenarios. This will accelerate, of course, the build phase, making it easier and faster for partners to configure and deploy. We want customers to get key points in one place when they enter the new platform. So what are they good at? Where do they have issues, and where can they potentially improve? So we provide a dashboard that provides an overview of all of this. And not just our SNP expertise, which you can see up here, but also from our partners. So one place to see end-to-end everything. I think I'm off again. Yes, thank you. The first of which that we want to show you, we have already a proof point in, is our integration with SmartShift. So we want to help customers get a hold of the complexity of your custom code. So supporting your decision towards a clean core. And I think there's a presentation today by Kai Ambruster. So if you want more details on exactly what is in this, go to the demo from Kai. Also exciting, you can get an initial evaluation of your authorization concept and your identify opportunities basically for improvements before you move. Jens mentioned it this morning, CDQ. We have an integration that helps you get at a glance the data quality feeling for some of the key business partner attributes. And finally, Vocus. This gives you an indication, initial indication at least, where you can optimize your SAP licenses. It's a very complex topic, and everybody wants to save money on their SAP licenses. So, of course, this makes sense to have a look at before you move into your business case for RISE. And I think Dominic has a talk later with Martin Kugel from Focus. So if you want to find out more about how this works within the platform, go visit Dominic's demo, or talk, better said. Back to the orchestration topic. SNP has, as I said, built our experience in project methodology into Mission Control. It's the most complete documentation of selective migration methodology to date. But, of course, it's much, much, much more than that. It's actually a very rich framework that creates sophisticated project plans with a high level of automation. It doesn't matter if you want to remember to do a manual task at a particular critical point, or you want to have tasks that require specific user interactions, or you want to completely automate that. Mission Control has got you covered. It comes also with a lot of best practice content in the form of reusable project templates. And like every best practice, you probably want to adapt it a little bit. And you can rely on the built-in conditional logic that dynamically adjusts based on the input that you give, or the decision that you take, or the tasks that you complete. There's quality gates to ensure your specific project requirements are built in so that you, in the end, get a really boring go-live. Here, we also want to extend with partner solutions in order to increase the transparency and the quality assurance that Mission Control already brings. But of course, we can also bring more to the customer with partner solutions as well. Customers have also, as I said before, given us feedback that they want us to increase the collaboration, the transparency around a project. This is where I said it falls apart often right now, or in the past, has been in the build phase. And unfortunately, it is a very critical phase. So we plan to build tools to help with the engagement of customers and thereby improve the transparency and even help and work collaboratively, maybe even, for example, setting the rules directly in the software together. We already started this year with a mapping proposal application that helps building and validating value mappings before they're actually in a migration, done during a migration. This includes improving the user experience on quality gates that validate the selection and the mapping lists right before you go into the actual migration for correctness and completeness. One of the main sources of errors that we see, and even delays in early test migrations, are incorrect mappings or incomplete customizations. We can identify issues in this area as early as possible, and this will avoid, of course, rework, retries, and reloading of the data. And we have this. You can see it in action also at the Mission Control demo or at the booth, and I think there's also in the microform. So Mission Control is everywhere if you want to see it in action. Specifically, the mapping proposals, go visit those places. Back to our agility topic and the analysis. We want to help customers measure and assess their business agility from a data perspective. We have an individual agility scoring that provides tailored performance metrics for each system, enabling, of course, targeted improvements and a rapid adaptation to changing markets. The overall scoring is essentially a master score for the 5 major KPI areas that we have below that, which I'll talk about in a little minute. We also have industry and peer-based benchmarking. So we harness the insights from thousands of analyzed systems, allowing businesses to gauge performance and uncover best practices for improved agility. So we have a lot of scans. We have a lot of assessments of other customers. We want to give you information on how you're doing against them. We also want to show you what's trending, so not just from the market perspective in your industry, but also how you are trending. So is your business agility going down this month? Is it going up? You can check this across time and figure out whether you're improving or maybe not. I talked about the smart agility metrics. We want to offer knowledge and tools that empower you to adjust in areas that are blocking your business agility. Data quality, I mean, I don't need to talk too long about this. Everybody knows it's a problem. Everybody knows it's something that blocks them from business agility. But we want to take a look at data quality from a perspective of, is this really impactful for you? Is this high impact for you in terms of your business agility? If you have, for example, let's say in your cost centers, you have many cost centers that don't have a cost center owner. If you're doing a carve-out, that can be a problem when you're looking for people to sign things off, etc. Next, we want to break down the technical complexity for you. Of course, the more complex your landscape is, the more complex your situation is, the less your business agility is going to be. So we want to give you some key insights on what is blocking you there and how we can help you to, you can drill down and how we can help you to get past those blockers. Same with archived data. I mean, the past holds us all down, right? And that doesn't change with your SAP archives. There's many dark stories in many black boxes of archives, and these are things that are difficult to bring with you when you're moving, for example, to RISE. You might have it in multiple places. You might have it on-premise. You might even need to selectively move it. So we want to give you an idea of what's blocking you also on your archives. I don't need to tell, I guess, most people in this room, but the amount of integrations that you have to your system also increases the complexity. So if you have hundreds and hundreds of interfaces that you need to rebuild and test after a migration, this, of course, is going to, maybe you have many that aren't even documented, for example. You don't even know what you have. We want to break this down for you and help you understand how you can make less of a mess with your integrations, let's say. It's always going to be complex, but there are definitely ways we can help align you with a better integrated system here. And finally, obviously, your geographical scope. So if you're in many, many different locations, when we're considering a data migration project, there's a lot of local regulations, a lot that you need to consider. There's also a lot of negative testing that needs to be done in order to make a migration successful. So here we also want to give you give you a feeling for what the complexity is there. And all of these KPIs roll up into that agility score. So they're all amalgamated essentially into the top score. Finally, here we are also leveraging AI for our embedded summaries and recommendations. So we want to offer, through AI, also practical steps that expedite the decision-making process and improve the ability to be a bit more agile in each of these areas. When you finally understand where you stand, your next step is solutioning. With the simulation framework, we offer a guided procedure for post-scan scenario configuration, supporting scenarios such as ECC to S4, cloud migration, and system consolidation. We provide comprehensive scenario-based templates that are dynamic, so they're adapting based on scan results. They're flexible with a conditional flow logic that makes steps in the process conditionally available based on decisions that you make before and during the analysis results. We want to make it fully guided so that you make the best decisions. And again, with our partners, we want to make it easy to adapt for our SIs and their specific methodologies by copying an existing project template to include it in their own narrative, so meaning talking points, assumptions, assessment questions, and even custom deliverables. And speaking about deliverables, we can also produce automatically things like the SOW, the project blueprint, and others. And this is based on a simple Microsoft Office document that you can edit. You can extend also with custom templating expressions, include variables, or even conditional text blocks. We want to make it low-code, no-code, so that it's easy for subject matter experts to design and extend without the need for really extensive technical knowledge. So again, also that it's easy to integrate with technology partner solutions so that we can offer a holistic solution for our customers. Now it's time to talk about the really cool stuff and the any-to-any migrations, or the any to SAP as a first proof point. So that's what I'm going to start with on tackling through this topic. Right now, we are using Glue and its ability to connect to many different data sources. In this case, the proof point that we have was a cost point system, which is something that's quite popular in the aerospace and defense industry. So first, we move the data to a staging layer where it's accessible by our transformation cockpit. And then we use AI-enabled entity extraction, which automatically crawls and gains an understanding of the underlying data structures and how they're all connected. Using a clever combination of analyzing the metadata, the application data, and of course AI, we are able to semantically understand the system and extract entities like purchase orders, customers, materials, and make them available for migration. We can selectively migrate and transform the data to fit into the target S4 environment using our posting engine. The latter also allows us to deal with dependencies among migration objects and instance-based posting using the available APIs. We are building a knowledge base to treat errors that are coming back from the APIs so that we can treat them and provide solutions for them as soon as possible. And important to mention, because we're starting off here with, we're moving from the SAP to the SAP, or to the NE, let's say, to SAP. We don't change our methodology. We still start with analysis. We still do solutioning. We make everything automated and guided, and we still test and validate. So our Bluefield approach, our Bluefield methodology stays the same. The entity extraction also gives you more than just business entities. You also get a knowledge repository that you can search and query while the mapping is actually being created. It helps you find the things that you need faster and see all of the references across the system. And this type of understanding is really a key foundation in any migration, not just in any to any. So again, a business agility enabler. We want to be able to effortlessly manage and obtain clear insights into the posting system, with all outcomes being accessible in a single application. We want to analyze errors, conduct simulations, and redo incorrect entries straight from the web, so everything quickly in the one interface. And finally, we want to tap into essential project expertise right when the issues arise. So we want to have the option to contribute and circulate fresh perspective in the projects, directly in the project's framework. Another application of this is in analytical scenarios. And in this case, you need to be able to query the data and then flatten these nested, hierarchical, complex ERP structures so that they can be utilized by AI. And speaking of AI and analytics, indeed, we will also add a content-driven engine for data processing that will speed up data-driven decisions. The data we move is not raw. It's going to be prepped in a consumable way so that the customer can save valuable time and they can jump directly into creating their own analytical reports using our pre-processed data products. So activate standard content or standard reports, for example, SAP CO Insights. The engine will identify, prepare, transform, and consume relevant data sets automatically, helping to free up 50% of our data professionals' time, such as data scientists, data engineers. They can skip identifying the relevant data, transforming and prepping the data. So SAP data is not just SAP, ERP data also is quite complex, and it's not self-explanatory. So having something do this for you automatically already saves a lot of time. So we do all of these things in the background automatically, cutting out a lot of the tedious prep work for these data professionals. For example, it's pretty hard to recreate an SAP order document. So the header, the products, the quantity, the customer, this data is all distributed across multiple SAP tables, and you have to know what tables to join in order to recreate what you need. So with this, with the Data Accelerator, we want to be able to create understandable and ready-to-use data products to solve these problems. We are also experimenting with AI to enhance productivity on existing tools. This is an early prototype only. It's still in the lab right now. But AI is a productivity booster for many creative tasks. It can speed up a consultant's work or end user in general. And of course, right now, this is something that should still be, let's say, humanly supervised, especially when we're thinking about very complex migrations or even integration projects. We want to improve that productivity by streamlining efficiency and simplicity through user-friendly chat integration. In this example, you just see that a simple prompt is generating data migration content with simple requirements. We have object creation, and following up, we incorporate some of the essentials of the SAP data model into the object. All in all, the analysis and migration capabilities of Kyano are evolving towards enhancing the efficiency, the automation, de-risking your projects, and tracking and trending your business agility. As I said before, though, not the only capabilities that we will enhance. Testing is time and cost intensive. It's really a big problem for all of our customers. The budget for testing is, I think, something like 30 to 40% of an overall migration project. So, customers, they don't have time for it. It's expensive, unclear scope. They've hybrid end-to-end processes. And to be honest, they just don't want to do it. So quality at speed is really a challenge. But testing should be a competitive advantage and not just a cost generator. With our new testing solution, we want to provide an intelligent way to simplify the test approach by only testing what is needed. So we want to provide a usage fact-based test approach that de-risks any migration project. And not just a migration project, of course, any change to the system needs to be tested. So even upgrades, you need testing all the time. The solution will not only be focused on SAP ABAP solutions. Mid-term, we will also support cloud SAP and then non-SAP applications as well. And of course, it's important to focus on the right integration of the customer's test process in general, so the end-to-end ALM process and the tool chain. So following our partner strategy and our ecosystem strategy, we also plan integrations with SAP CAM, Signavio, or other solutions like Tricentis, for example. When changes are done to enhance existing functionality and business processes, as I said, it's obligatory to test these. You need to be able to prove the quality of your business processes and to safeguard your business value chain. We can help our customers to check their existing business process lists, for example, coming out of Solution Manager, Signavio, or maybe from another partner integration, for the likes of currency and completeness by using our proven fact-based analysis and content. Taking into account specific migration scope of a project and the selection and conversion rules defined for it, we also enable the necessary test scope to be focused on and the relevant areas based on our data-supported and fact-based analysis. And this is only possible using our extensive knowledge of SAP data model and our data migration experience. It will also allow you to automate the generation of test cases for data validation in SNP Validate and SAP Cloud ALM. So this won't only be available, as I said, for migration projects, but for daily operations. A test data proposal is another feature that we want to have coming soon, which provides additional guidance and, of course, reduced risks and efforts. Supporting an integrated toolchain is essential. This allows better collaboration, provides higher transparency, and access to other functionality like defect management from Cloud ALM or test automation via Tricentis. Under our application retirement capability, Data Fridge is one of our data lifecycle management solutions, very complementary to our selective migration business. It essentially retires old SAP legacy systems after a migration. With Kyano, we want to bring in selective decommissioning, and selective decommissioning also in the cloud. We want to enable the retirement or the divestiture of select company codes into cloud storage. So essentially, decommissioning for me is a little bit like extreme archiving, where the system also gets killed in the end. We also want to include non-SAP systems, so again, being a little bit more agnostic. When it comes to modernizing infrastructures, again, customers have more than SAP, so we also want to be able to decommission non-SAP system and provide a unified browsing experience over the legacy data through a web application cloud native. Active archiving also plays well into keeping your newly minted S4 system lean and clean, so storing your archives and the indexes in the cloud. With Kyano, we want to more tightly integrate our ERP archiving capabilities into the analysis, where we can help you understand quick wins with regards to archiving. So what can you archive, what is prime, based on different parameters. So archiving is a boring topic, but it's a needed topic. And we want to help you have some high-level quick wins through the analysis around your archiving potential. We also want to help all of the scoping here to automate it a little bit. So we have a built-in analysis to the actual archiving software itself that will determine the selections that you need for creating archiving variants. And what we already have here is that everything is automated, of course. So you can you can set up archiving once in your entire landscape and automate the whole thing. And this can all be done either directly in a productive system, or you can do it with a download and upload option into a dev system, and then consequently, of course, deploy it across the landscape. So back to Kyano. Those, in a nutshell, were all of our proof points and some of the stuff we have in the lab as part of what we bring newly, let's say, to the market with Kyano. I said yesterday at Partner Day that achieving business agility is a team sport. And I really, really want to reiterate that today, because it really is. None of us can achieve business agility alone. There are many technology layers, many players involved, and in fact, actually required in order to achieve business agility. So from software providers like ourselves to hyperscalers, SIs, and even you, the customer, your business and IT teams. Every single person or every single group has a part to play. And we cannot be successful without you, our customers, and our partners. And we are more than ready to support you from a data perspective in whatever way you need around business agility. Before I leave you, I want to remind you that what most of you have seen up here has live demos scheduled. Or you can corner anyone from the R&D team or up at the booths and ask them all of your burning questions as well. Also, if you feel like breaking something, maybe you're a little mad about something, you want to go and break some of our software, we have testing going on, I believe, down in the right-hand corner here. You can sign up via the app or just walk down there and the guys will help you. And finally, we always love to hear your feedback. With this QR code, you can access our PM software where we bring in all of our ideas. So if you have a cool idea for the next big thing that SNP should be doing, scan the QR code and give us your feedback. So to close, I want to reiterate, we talked a lot about going beyond SAP today, but I want to remind everybody that we love SAP and we are completely invested in our joint future. SAP is evolving, and so are we. Our customers are evolving, and we do this all together. We love our ecosystem as well, especially that it is growing with us. So our success in the past is largely due to you, and Kyano and SNP will not be successful without you either. And finally, of course, we love our customers because without you guys, we wouldn't be here. So I want to wish you all a successful few days at Transformation World. I hope you have a lot of fun, and thank you for listening.